Hey nerds, what's up? Today I'll be giving you the best sounding fantasy words. See you after the jump. 2020 has been filled with a whole lot of bummers. I think we can all agree on that. So right now I just want to give our brains a little bit of a break, just do something soothing, and just talk about some really nice sounding fantasy names. And I also think this will soothe some of you who were very disturbed by my last Cosmere video and the number of mispronunciations I did of said Cosmere names. I can guarantee in this video that there will be genuine, properly pronounced fantasy names. So let's get into my favorite names that I like either for how they look on a page or just how they sound when you speak them. I know this is a random video, but we're gonna have fun with it. Let's get into it. The first word I think might actually be a word that some of you are gonna disagree on and not like or think it's pleasant sounding, and it is from Terry Pratchett's Discworld, and the word is Inkmore Pork. Now, some of you might say, Inkmore Pork does not sound like a very nice word, but I love it. There's something about the way it sounds when you say it, Inkmore Pork. It's like kind of gross, but also satisfying, and I like the way it looks on the page, and there's no word I think I've read in fantasy, which I know is a big claim to make, that fits what it is describing so much. Like, Inkmore Pork perfectly describes the city in which it describes, kind of like a gross, dirty city that just doesn't make a lot of sense, just like that word, and for some reason, I love it. Let's go on to Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien and start with Mordor. Mordor. It's a beautiful word. And then there's Gladrielle. I really like those kind of R and L sounds. It's very nice. Gladrielle. Next, we're gonna go on to Wheel of Time words by Robert Jordan, and we're gonna go with Aes Sedai. I love the way that Aes Sedai looks on a page. I'm a weird sucker for silent letters and the way a word looks. And the AES it looks very nice. And the way you say it, Aes Sedai, I don't know, I just always like that word. Same with Aja. Again, it just kind of rolls off the tongue. Aja. I also really like Moraine. It's one of my favorite fantasy names. I just think it's a really great name. I also like the character a lot, but it has nothing to do with that. Moraine, it just sounds nice. Then I'm gonna do one from the Broken Earth trilogy. Now, this one's interesting because I know it is a real word. It is a type of rock, but Cyanide. I love the way that name looks on a page. I love it as a name, Cyanide. It sounds nice. The SY and the T, it just looks nice. I like that word, Cyanide. I only have one word from Brandon Sanderson that I always really like, and it is a name from Warbreaker, Viviana. In fact, I like the name Viviana so much, I almost named my daughter Viviana. Nothing to do with her character, I just think it's a gorgeous name. My husband said no, but that's neither here or there. Next, from Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling, Lumos. I know that's Latin. I mean, it was taken from Latin roots, but Lumos just feels nice. And finally, from Ursula Le Guin in Earthsea, Tuan. The Tombs of Tuan. I don't know why I like that word so much. I just have a lot of fun saying it, Tuan. Just the way the U and the A at the end sound together, Tuan. Just sounds really good. So those are some of my favorite fantasy names. I know this is a weird video. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to make. I thought about it while I've been reading Guards by Terry Pratchett and how much I love the word Inkmore Pork. I was trying to think of other fantasy names that I loved a lot. I kind of want to make this a tag. Am I allowed to do that? Can I just make, let's say, our favorite fantasy names tag? And so I'm going to tag some of my favorite booktubers who I think would be interesting to hear from in this. The first booktuber I'm going to challenge with this is Fantasy Talk. I want to hear what he has to say about this simply because he has such a unique take. His videos are so fun if you've never visited his page. One of the videos I really liked is he asked which Wheel of Time character would be the best to replace Wesley from The Princess Bride. He has a lot of interesting content, and I think he would probably have some interesting names that he liked. The next person I want to challenge with this is Brightness Katie Reads. She's an awesome channel. If you're a Sanderson fan, obviously by her name, she does a lot of Sanderson content. She recently just did a very funny Rip It or Ship It with the Cosmere that I very much enjoyed. I think she would probably have a very good take on Sanderson names she likes. I don't have a ton that I like in his works, but I think she probably would, so I'd like to hear from her. And the last person I'd really like to hear from is Literature Science Alliance. She has an awesome channel. She's a scientist and she goes into the science behind fantasy novels. Super interesting. And science has a bunch of really weird, cool words, so I feel like she'd probably have a very good take on which fantasy words really hit the spot. I will link all their channels below so you can go check them out, and I hope they take this challenge. And if you're still here, I'm gonna give you a little extra. I'm gonna give you time to turn off this video if you don't wanna hear a nasty word, but I'm gonna tell you guys my least favorite word in fantasy because that was also the inspiration for this video. I hate this fantasy name so much, and it is completely unwarranted. I don't think it's the worst name in fantasy probably, but it bothers me on such a personal level, I can't really explain why. That word is a Brandon Sanderson word, and it is from the book Skyward, and it is the name Spensa. It is the main character's name, Spensa. I hate it so much. Why couldn't it just be Spencer? Why is it Spensa? I realize it's probably not a big deal, but I just hate the name so much, and I have absolutely no concrete reason why I can say it. I just don't like the way it sounds. Okay, you know the drill. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. But most importantly, please tell me in the comments below if you like any of these words, what are your favorite fantasy words to say, or your least favorite if you have some least favorites like me, and which ones you agreed with and didn't agree with. And if you want to see what I'm currently reading, you can check me out on Instagram at bookborn.reviews. I'll see you next time. Bye.